So if the group that wants to have the dance in front of the commissary decides to have it, right now where you stand is
we're not done.
They're
I don't think we're done here. I just want to say that.
Yeah. Okay.
We are going to discuss this until we get it right.
What
I don't like is Ms. Bitter standing up. We're having a dance. I think that's a little over the top.
Well, unfortunately, because the group made the decision to have the dance and the board has voted a tie.
We have been trying to discuss this with them gently, and it's been gone. So at this point, we have to take and make a decision. Mr. Peterson doesn't want it there. He's in charge of operations. Her and I don't want it here. They do. I'm sorry, but we cannot afford to take the risk.
Well,
That is
You
my.
can have a dance, but just have it 60 feet over this way and over there at the butcher block.
well, I guess my point to you now is because you have a tie vote, you're not making a decision.
I know we are, but we're not done. I just said that. Just because we took a vote, that doesn't mean we're done.
I have heard reference a couple of times, and I hope y'all don't think I'm interfering. I really look forward to
You know, new blood is very good.
Well, I really look forward to doing more, and I don't know, I may be sorry for that someday.
No good.
Well, it's not necessarily a deed that I'm trying to offer here right now, but clearly there are alternatives that could satisfy everyone. And it seems to me that standing up and offering opinions about for and against gets you nowhere at all. I have heard you make reference once, or maybe a couple of times, that you intend to go into an executive session. Now, I don't have the agenda in front of me, but is this something that you would go and discuss in executive session? That's what I thought.
No,
you did.
we're not done. We're not done.
We're gonna do a revote.
I didn't say we were gonna do a revote. If nothing else, we can discuss this in executive session.
Nobody's been re-voted on.
Well, I'm not sure you have the right to discuss it in executive session either. There's a limited number of things that you can actually go discuss in executive session. I think people are entitled to know what your opinion
Well, we
is in
can
your
come back
discussion.
out and vote after executive session.
Not necessarily. There's a
You
limited,
can't do that?
there's a limited number of subjects that you can actually discuss in executive session.
That's correct.
So,
And the purpose of serving and getting elected to a board is that you're going to stand up and say, this is what I feel, this is what I believe, and I'm gonna vote this way. And if people don't like it, then they vote you off the board at some point.
I guess one of the issues would be, does the Fort Clark Days Committee even have the authority to take over the road?
Well, and I'm not sure that there's any committee that has much authority other than just voicing their opinion. And so the decision to not have a committee maybe cripples you a little bit. However, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't keep talking. I just really, I'm sorely disappointed that there seems to be a severe lack of communication. And I really am disappointed to come up here and hear people call each other
hey
liars.
guys, we have a person speaking.
So to call each other liars in the discussion is really counterproductive as well. What do you think? And rather than go into an executive session to try to talk about this, why don't you talk about it now and just say what alternative could there be? You're saying no, it's not going to happen. They're saying yes, it is going to happen.
No, we gave them an alternative and they refused to even consider it.
Well,
Excuse me, if I can say one thing, talking to Henry yesterday, Henry and I both felt like an alternative was reached until they just gave the presentation today. And now it's sort of to the point that that's not what Henry expected. That's not what, Bud, I talked to Randy yesterday. That's not what he was told. Which he doesn't have anything to do with the road anyway. But we thought it was gonna be held in front of the museum. And that's what was.
That was never offered because of the buffalo subjects.
Can I please speak? Okay. Just for a little clarification. Linda, when we knew that y'all were gonna keep pushing and we're not happy with the location, we emailed all of you on your suggestion, by your schedule, inviting you all to meet us at the commissary to go over alternative locations and to see where our plans, what we wanted. The only one of you that came was Lisa. Nemo, we knew you could not come, you let us know.
Did you get an email?
I don't remember.
I don't
Linda, it
remember.
was
Yeah,
your
yeah.
suggestion that we meet there at 10 o'clock on Friday morning, and I told you I had to stuff election ballots. Could we do it at 2? And you said 2 is fine.
Well,
Then
I
I sent
may have
an
forgotten.
email.
I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't do it on purpose.
Then I sent an email to everyone on the board reminding them of the meeting at 2 o'clock. And Lisa is the only one that came.
I did not even.
I do not believe Mr. Peterson that you were included. It was the board.
She said she let
But that's beside the point. The point is, we're trying to tell you that we do not think it's appropriate for 2 or 3 reasons, and you just refuse, and that we've been trying to tell you this for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, and we've been telling you for 8 months.
But to have your mother tell us she's going to do it anyway? Okay, well,
Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law.
excuse me.
And I would also like to include, I do have a copy of the email inviting y'all. I also have a copy from a text from Randy with Mud yesterday. Hi, Mrs. Bitter, this is Randy. I talked to the sheriff and the EMS about the street dance. Nobody has a problem with it as long as nobody parks up and down Bowie Street or McClellan west of Crockett Street. Thank you. And just for the record, Randy also spoke to his board. As long as Sheriff Hill was okay, they were okay. He spoke to the sheriff, he was okay. He spoke to Henry multiple times. Henry was okay with this stipulation.
I'm tired of the angst. So let's make sure we get this in writing from Henry.
Henry said he would not put it in writing because he's perfectly fed up with all of us. Both sides.
Yeah.
He does not want to be in
Well,
the
if we can't
middle.
put it in writing, then we don't have something
He said
to
he
fall
did.
back on.
But Randy did put it in writing.
He did, he said no.
Put it in writing.
Put in writing
Here
that
is
it
your
was
copy
okay.
with including Randy's text and all correspondence.
That's fine with me.
So we're saying,
If you're good with it on operations side, let's be done.
I would like to make a motion that the dance be held in front of,
we're not,
We don't need to vote on it, it's done. The committee has made a
Is
decision,
Henry's-
we are done.
Is Henry's, problem with access?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay. Where does he have a problem with access?
on McLaren Road.
between the horse stables and the commissary.
Where people would be dancing in the
Okay.
street.
Because you know
It's also for the golf carts that would be there. and things
No.
like
No.
that.
No.
That is Henry's problem, don't say no.
They will not be there.
But
We don't
that's
have a
what the
volunteer.
problem-
All I'm saying is that during Fort Clark days, there will be a bunch of roads that are blocked off with barricades. There is no access. This is just an extension of that, is it not?
No, this is a dead end road. There is only one egress or egress to that road.
But we have put a barricade on the east side of McClendon Road. So there has been every year a barricade up there. So that you could not theoretically come from Unit 1 up past the stables the back way. Right? So, all you would do, if you leave the barricade there, it's there. Now, as far as, and I'm not arguing, against anything. But, you have barricades up during 4 o'clock days. EMS, fire department, police can come